Okay. Well, what I figured I'd try to do, I want to do a set piece for my show next year, and so I figured I probably ought to practice on it a little bit before I try to do it. I know a lot of guys will do, I've talked to several people, and what they've said is that they'll use lattice, like the stuff you put underneath your deck and stuff like that to keep the critters out. A lot of people use lattice for them. I guess it works pretty good. I didn't have any, so I wasn't going to go out and buy some just to practice. So what I've got here, I figured I'd just take a piece of scrap wood and see if I could just make a real small one, and see how it turns out. So basically what I did was, this is not going to be anything fancy at all. I just did a little USA one. I guess the first thing, I've never done one before, so if anybody's got any suggestions, those would be great. I'm just going to try this and see how it works out. I knew the first thing you'd have to do is figure out how big you want your letters. And if you don't want it to look sloppy, you're going to have to measure it and make sure that you get the same, height of all the letters and width of all the letters and stuff like that. So basically I just took off, I decided I wanted each one 5 pieces, or I wanted each letter 5 inches wide. And I don't remember the length on it. It was 6 inches tall. And I kind of figured something else that's probably pretty important is even spacing on your lances, as even as you can get them. You can see, like on my S, I think obviously you're not going to be able to, like on my U, this is just a USA one. On my U, I just did 2.5 inches apart for these 3 here, and then here I think on a letter that's got curves and stuff, you're probably going to need to do more lances to show more what the letter is. If I did 2.5 inches, I would have been down here. Well, I guess I probably could have gone 2.5, but I wanted it to kind of be a little bit more recognizable. So hopefully it'll be a little more recognizable. The S was a little bit tricky for me. Like I said, I've never done this before, but I guess you just want to make sure that you're... I drew this squiggly here because I wanted the letters to be a 1/2 inch apart, so I measured a 1/2 inch and kind of grafted out with lines there. I don't know if you can see my little lines there. Well, yeah, I mean you can see where I drew the line there, right there, at where I wanted the bottom of the letters and stuff like that. So that's the first thing you want to do. Then I just went through and drew that there just so it's easy for me to see where the letters need to start and stop to get my 1/2 inch. So I did that, and then these dots are where I'm going to shoot a 2-inch finish nail through the back, through this side of the board. Of course, the lances are going to be on the other side, which there's nothing on, but so I'll shoot I'll shoot my nails just right into here, and then I'll be able to put my lances on it. Like I said, for the S, I started out trying to go 2.5, but then to show the curves, I went 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and I think it was like 1.5 inches. And then so it's kind of tricky, I guess, but what I try to do is make sure that this one, the last one, and the start, and the next one are the same distance apart. And then this one and this one are the same distance. I don't know. And then these are 1 inch apart here. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then for the A, I ended up doing, I think, 1.5 inches apart on all these. So we'll see how it goes. So then I'm going to shoot I'll shoot the nails in through the board, and then these are the lances. This is what they look like. They're really definitely nothing special at all. They just come in a real small box. There's 144 of them in here, gross. These are 1.4 G, which is the Articles Pyrotechnic, which means you got to have a license to get them. And it's just a small. This is a blue one. I got red. I'm doing red, white, and blue. This is a small one, and you can see where there's just a little bit of black powder on the end there to help light it, and that's the end that we're going to stick into the nail. Now I know what a lot of guys have said is you want to go ahead and stick it into the nail and then hit it with a hot glue gun on the bottom and hot glue it just to kind of further secure it. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to make this tonight and hopefully light it tonight, so I'm not real worried about it going anywhere. I'm not going to be transporting it or anything like that. So I'll do a red, white, and a blue, and then once they're on there, I'll take Sticky Match, which is also 1.4 G, Articles Pyrotechnic, and I'm sure everybody knows what this is. It's just tape. just tape with a line of black powder in the middle, and there's a small piece of tape here, so this is still sticky here. So basically what you'll end up doing is you'll just go along the top of all your lances. You'll just put the tape right like you'll put the lance there and then tape either side of it and do the whole thing, and it'll go real fast. Hopefully light everything at the same time. So I don't know, like I said, I've never done this before. I think I got a decent idea of how to start with it anyway, and what I come up with here, and you know, I'll find out what doesn't work and what does, and see what comes from there and what I need to adjust for my next one. And like I said, I got a gross of each color, so you know, I wanted to make a real small one here, so you know, this is going to use maybe, I don't know, 10 or 12 of each, so I'll still have plenty for the big set piece that I'm going to do this year for my show on the 4th. But if I need to get more, you know, I can always get more, but this is just a kind of a small idea of what I'm going to do. So there you have it. Letters are 5 inches wide, 6 inches tall, and so we're going to go ahead and shoot some nails and be back in a minute. Alright, this is funny here. This is good stuff. This is something typical that I would do. I figured I'd share this with everybody. Okay, so I got my numbers, or I got my letters here. You know, got everything measured up. Everything's looking good. It's totally, you can read it, you know. So I shoot my nails in. Start from this side. I shoot my nails in the A, and then I shoot my nails in the S. And I get to looking at it, and I think, well, wait a minute. This isn't how my crowd's going to be seeing it. This is how I'm looking at it right now. The nails are on the back side. So, had I gone ahead and done the U, you're not going to be able to see it because the nails, you can't really see the nails. But had I done the U, what you end up with is an A here, a backward S here, and a U here. So we can fix this and make it an Arizona State University set piece. That's right. So what I got to remember is, got to do it like you're looking in a mirror. You got to do, we should have done U, and then a backward S here, and then A. That way when we turn it, we have U, and then an S, and then an A. So it looks like USA instead of ASU. So, if there's any fans of Arizona State out there, I think I might have just made you a set piece, and we'll give it a shot tonight. But like I said, this is why I do it. Had I just thought about it, you know, put a little bit more thought into it, I would have caught on. But sometimes I get rammy and just decide to do stuff, and that's what happens. So that is why I did this a little bit ahead of time. One reason is I just wanted to play a little bit. The second reason is I wanted to, you know, make sure I practiced, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read this. I don't know if there's going to be too many lances, not enough, whatever. So that's the deal. Just wanted to share that with you. I think I'm going to go ahead and fix the S and do my Arizona State University set piece here. So that's my story. I'm going to fix this, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back with you. I've fixed my screw up. I fixed my S to where it now looks like an S. And the only way I was going to be able to do this without redoing the whole thing was just to cut the board into 3 pieces. Luckily, the U and the A can be flipped upside, flipped inside out basically, and it's still the same letter. I'm glad I didn't do like God bless the USA or something, because I'd have had a hell of a mess then. So we just did USA, and I just ended up cutting the boards. So so this would work. I really feel like a moron. Anyway, so then all I did was I shot a 2-inch finishing nail into the boards, and I went through and just clipped the nail off. I left probably about 3/4 of an inch to stick the lance onto. And like I said before, a lot of guys would come back through and they'd hit this with a hot glue gun. They just hit each one, because you know they're not going to fall off if you like this. I'm just going to take it out back and go ahead and light it up here in just a little while. But you know, if you made it ahead of time, which obviously you have to, you make it ahead of time. You got to put it in the back of the truck, whatever. Take it out to the site, and And there's a good chance they're going to bounce off or they could fall off or whatever. And you also want them secure so when the sticky goes, it's going to go fast and it could easily rip them off or make them crooked or whatever. So I'm going to put the sticky on here just a little bit and we'll give that a shot. And then a little later on tonight we'll fire this up and see how it looks. Again, I'm by no means an expert here. I'm just figured I'd try this out. I definitely wanted to do a set piece this year for my show. So I want to get a little practice with it. And again, if you got any comments or ways to make it easier or better or worse or whatever, let me know. Thanks. Okay, well, I'm just sticking up all the letters here. Again, you know, the sticky match, we kind of explained what that was. And now I'm just kind of going along, making sure that the black powder and the sticky goes directly over top of the black powder on the lance and snugging the tape down. That's the beautiful thing about sticky, is it's really not at all difficult to use. It's pretty well a no-brainer, and it really makes for pretty fast work. A whole lot faster than trying to figure out how to, you know, quick match this or whatever. So I haven't decided how I'm going to light these yet, so I'm leaving the ends open on each one. See, I got the U done and the S. So, like I said, I haven't decided. I think I'm probably just going to put slide a match in each one, and run each match off of one cube. Just run 3 matches off of one cube. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to finish up with the A. And it's starting to look like a letter, even though it's in 3 pieces. It still looks like a letter, so I don't know. We'll give her a shot tonight. Alright. Well, I got them all stickied up here. On the A, I just kind of took, I did each side of it in one strip, and then a strip across the center, because when it goes, I mean, it's gonna melt through any tape or whatever. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem igniting. So there it is. Like I said, we'll stick a match right on the end of each one, put them on the same cue, pop them, and let them go. And hopefully it'll work out. We'll be back.